quantlabsnet.com. We are apparently live on YouTube. So I am just doing the face thing today, and hopefully everything will be all good for tonight. Okay, so let's talk about excuse me. Excuse me. Let's talk about the wow. Okay, let's talk about the things that have been taking place tonight. Yeah, okay, everything's working good. All right, so this is the agenda for tonight. I have done some big changes from everything, and next time I see you, I'll have more to add. So basically, I'm just looking at what people, what will be learned for tonight. So the first one is, why are people losing with trading bots? 93%. And I've talked about this before, looking for the steady eddies. And they're consistently profitable. They're not going to beat the markets all the time, but they'll just consistently go up. One of the things that I look for now is momentum for the last 3 months. I want 3 months of profitable months, including the current month that I'm trading. That's one of my main criteria now. So how do we choose our bots between futures and options? As I said in one of my videos in the last week, wheat Black Sea shock, which was agriculture, was a winner. We've also seen GC or gold, safe haven. That's still a contender, one of the leading ones. Also, we have E-mini NASDAQ with an AI CapEx butterfly and a crude oil geopolitical breakdowns. Those are the general instruments I'm seeing that are coming up all the time. Today was NASDAQ, and I'll explain what I'm doing in the future. So what really matters is, again, from the portfolio standpoint, the top indicators that are very important when it comes to this sort of thing, looking at different strategies and bots, is using Sortino ratios, Sharp ratios. Sortino is more for volatility, and max drawdown. I would also add in now strong contenders for basically roughly 3 months of profitable months in returns. I can do that now with these back-tested strategies I have. I have about, right now, 170 profitable bots in the can. Those have been collected over the last 2 months. So 3,000, about 170. I think by the end of tomorrow, might be up to 200, or by the end of the week, potentially. That will be profitable. And it's all based around those metrics I just already mentioned. And again, I'm only using AI Claude for this stuff. I have played with the Claude Fable before it got yanked on Friday by the U.S. government. There's some extra things you can get out of it. I'm able to, as it says here, ingest raw data, and all these different types of strategies with cross asset. And it also depends on if you're wanting to include futures only or futures and options. That's why it's important. I just put up a poll on my channel here under the posts or community, trying to figure out what type of account size people are working with. It seems to be tiny amount, about under 5,000. I'm about just under about 8,000 US between two accounts. So that matters as well, because once you add in options, but to really successfully trade with options, you need about $25,000, $50,000 in your account, because most of the time you'll be just working with futures only. Again, I have a risk engine I have built out as part of this. One of the major things that matters is something called risk parity in the options market, even for futures. That's the equilibrium between the demand and selling of futures, and more specifically options. Also impacts your allocation as well, based upon profit potential. So that's pretty well it I've got to present. So I have no idea how many people show up here, how long I've been online, 6 minutes. So as it stands right now, hey, we got a couple more, yay. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay or not, but let me know. Yeah, so I'm blabbing here. I'm just doing the phone because it's better connection. So let me see if I am hearing myself properly here. I'm hearing myself properly yep. Here. So that's not an excuse for not typing in comments and questions. So if you got any comments, questions, shoot away. So while I'm waiting for that, I just want to go over what I've got now. I've got about 170 profitable trading bots now in the can, as I said. So let me just pull them up. So I'm going to show you this on the phone. Okay, so let me just give me a second here while I could try to see if I can pull this up on the screen here. All right, so there we go. All right, so what we got here is I will not be releasing this. So right there you can see we have 174 trading bots total. Those are profitable. And there's a good number of them. If you look there, you'll see most of them are gold. The other big key thing I talked about, if you look under column E, is Gen 1 or Gen 2. There's a lot more Gen 2, which are proven to be a lot more profitable. And as I said earlier, with the futures only and futures and options, that matters as well, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty well that. So first question from JDI. How are you, JDI? Are you worried about SpaceX trading liquidity from the market? I've heard about that. No, I'm not, because when you say SpaceX, that's generally the market indices. So we're talking NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and S&P 500 or Russell. No, I'm not worried about it. That's why I'm trading futures and options, because I can trade around that. To be truthful, indexes are very small amount to what's out there. That's what's tradable in the markets. Namely, obviously, gold's the big one right now. Oil can be pretty good. If you looked at those profit bots, there's a lot of oil and natural gas, strangely enough. And I'm trying to think of what else. But those are generally the high liquid instruments right now. So even if good old SpaceX does that by sucking up all the liquidity in the markets, I think that'll put a panic in gold. So there's lots of trading opportunities there. I got about 30 profitable strategies right now out of the 170 that are mostly gold related. Bitcoin's not so much in there. At the bottom of this 170, you'll see Solana and XRP barely profitable. So crypto at this present time is not doable. It's really gold. I haven't seen any silver at all, so it's gold. Long as there's uncertainty in the markets, gold will be the big one to trade. So that shall be it. And I said I've got now about 30 different strategies for gold, futures only, or futures and options as well. So it depends upon the size of the account. For me, I'm really tiny right now, so that's what matters. If you got any further questions, let me know. So like I said, I just showed you the spreadsheet. What the really big one that matters now is this. Let me see if I can pull it up. So, as I said, I've got about 3,000 bots since the beginning of mid-April. I've been collecting these. So let me show you this now. So in here, this is the back testing PDF. You can see it's a big monster there. It's 466 pages. So if we were starting at what's the amount here? We're starting at 3.6 million. We have 3.9 million in profit. Right there, that's the general P&L. That's if I was to run all 174 bots that are profitable. If I was to run all four. Okay, so the average Sharp would be 1.06. average drawdown, which is very low. Well, considering 170 bots there, average drawdown 20%. The profit factor is pretty high, and there's a reason for that, and I'll share that in a minute. But as I said, this is using a lot of stuff. So what we're looking at here is, let me just show you the bots themselves. So here's the long list. Okay, there's 170 bots there you could see. So each one of these bots, this one is natural gas, and that's number one, and that's a short, and then that's $2,800. Okay, and here's the stats there as well. So it's pretty big. It's a massive document, very detailed. Let me just go to one example of one of these bots to show you the level of detail we can go into. So you can see here we have futures only, sorry, long, short, long, and these are institutional level bots. So here's the first one. So we have here, if you look at, we have the bot location. Every bot gets a new set of historical data. In there, for this one's called natural gas seasonal collapse. It's a short, gives you a description. The AI that predicted was correct in the move. And then there's the AI estimate and the actual using the real market data. And then on top of that, we get a scorecard of C. You can see the different ratios there that get measured against that. And then we have the portfolio metrics that I've shown before. But this is what really matters. And yeah, this is probably the most important thing of them all. Monthly returns. So this goes now back 2 years to July 2024. And you can see here we have some deep red months. We have some decent months in February. And this is what matters here the last 3 months. So here we got April, May, and June. This bot was very profitable. And that's what I'm looking for. So we have trade P&L distribution, 3-month ruling, Sharpe ratio, the actual trades. And then here again, we have the months as well for the last three years. What really matters is the current month. So you can see there, that's the current month for June. Okay, that's what matters there. Okay, and then we go on to our next spot. So hopefully you can see what's really important there, the different metrics that I'm using and collecting. And that's, as I said, showing that's just one example, 466 pages of different bots that I've collected over the last 2 months. So out of that, I can then run simulations that are pretty far and deep. It's pretty crazy where I'm taking it now. If you got any further questions, let me know. So today, let me just see here if I can load up my Word document. So what I've been working on lately, actually this morning, I'm going to show you in a minute here. This is what I've been working on this morning. Okay, this is where I'm taking all this. I thought simulation kind of works. It does kind of. So let me just see here. Yep, this one here. Okay, I'll go back to the screen here. Okay, so what you're looking at here, this has just been created today. What this does, it assumes that you have a small account size of 5,000. And what it does is, as it says here, this is just educational purposes. We're looking for win ratios of 3 months. Those are the priorities. So these are now the bots that were recommended from the data from today and the news. Okay. So this is a micro NQ long. Okay. As an example, it's expected to make $19.95 on $5,000. Of course, that's never accurate. It's optimistic with the AI. We also have a win ratio there of 62%, Sharpe at 1.7, max drawdown at 2.5, which is very low. And it talks about what I just showed you with the back test of 24 months, the margin commission analysis for the cost, and then we get into the next bot as well. So what you get out of that is the ability to now basically go through all those profitable bots and have the AI recommend what bots to go with based upon the criteria I showed you. Primarily 3 months of profit, futures only, low volatility, low max drawdown, and came up with 4 different NASDAQ bots for the NQ. Out of that, there was one for micro and then 2 other ones for the 2 full contract. So there, I can simulate those trades. So what I'm planning to do is to gather news from the warning, go through the exact same process I've shown before, and get to the final result of what bots do I run and what based upon news, and it could be up to 12, 15 bots it could recommend for the day. So I'll let it run. So I'll have a script. I'll wake up at, let's say, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, because this entire process takes an hour and a half to run, thereabouts. So what it will do is it'll wake up, let's say, at 5:30, 6 o'clock, collect all the news, and then it will do an entire back test against the 3,000 bots, because some of them may be profitable based upon the new news, the freshest news. And then it'll download all the data for 2 years and figure out which ones are profitable, which is about 5%. It includes the new ones. And it'll also apply the generation 2 I've talked about, meaning it's going to apply the 400 rules against each bot or each profitable bot. And that can boost the profit potential of that bot because I'm applying 400 trading rules, institutional trading rules against that bot. So there's the original bot gets generated, and then I have the generation 2 bot that's applied. So those all get generated, and then it builds out that spreadsheet I just showed you, and that collection of 400, 500 pages of back-tested bots. So generally, it's a full-on back-tested term sheet kind of thing for each bot, 170, let's say, and it'll rank them. So it'll take the top 3 for that particular instrument that it thinks it's worth trading for the day, and then it'll go through that process, and then it'll run a couple hours in the morning before the market's open to simulate the data with mock trading, and then there'll be a couple hours there spent trying to simulate these bots that it thinks will be doable for the trading day. So once the market opens, then anything that's worthy of trading based upon the results of that simulation for the first few hours before the market opens, then it will activate those bots with live money. And then they all have to shut down and liquidate by the end of the day, at, let's say 4:30. And due to that, you don't want to have any bots running and keeping any open positions, because what happens is with the exchange, in this case CME, past 4:30, 5 o'clock, it'll start applying nightly margin requirement against those open positions. So if there's not enough in the account, which there won't be, they will then get automatically liquidated. So I have to close out all those positions by the end of the end of the day. And then what happens is I'll be able to avoid, I didn't know this, but these high liquidation fees if they are, any of the positions are left open. So they have to close no matter what. And then repeat the same process the following morning and do that for each and every trading day. So that's pretty well how I'm planning to go with that. It's pretty sophisticated, and then it's going to be running live risk management during the trading day to see what's profitable and what's not, and it'll disable what's not profitable to keep the account hopefully profitable for the day, and it'll keep only running those bots for the day that are profitable. And generally, as a secret, a lot of people may not know this, but most traders, they'll have, let's say, a 1% goal each day that they want against their account. Could be 3%, So you want to make 1% of their account, or maybe 2 or 3% against their entire account. So that for that day, they want to get 1%. So once that goal has been reached, then everything gets shut down as well. Because theoretically and statistically, if you're able to achieve 1% every day, your account will exponentially grow. And as you get into, like, for a small account like this, you're only at 4 or 5 thousand. But as hopefully the account grows to a point of 25,000, let's say, over a short period of time, hopefully, lots of hope here, then I'll be able to apply options. And then once you start to add options with not just futures, you open up your probability of more profit. I mean, there's risk there as well. But from what I'm seeing is, if you allow the selection with with options as well, not just futures, but with options, you're increasing your trading bots by up to 50% each day. So once you're able to do that, and you know those are profitable, then you increase your chances of being profitable for the day. And that seems to be the holy grail of trading, with the kind of risk management, portfolio performance, and goals that you might want to achieve. So let me see if there's got any other questions on our live stream tonight. If you got any questions or comments, let me know. I'm not sure if you're still there, JDI. But that's generally it. I'll keep the video up tonight, or in the live section, obviously, for this, so people can refer to it. One thing is, I don't know if I really want to do any more long form videos. They're kind of a pain to post up. People generally don't watch them. Most of my traffic comes via my shorts anyways, so I'm just thinking of keeping it either live or just shorts, because something like 60 to 80% of my traffic comes through shorts. So I'd rather just focus on where my traffic comes from as well, just to put that out. So that means I may not do lives anymore. And as I said, right now I'm leaning towards not doing any long form video and just doing shorts. So I'll let the AI decide what is potentially has some quote unquote viral effect to it, and let the AI choose it. Just pump out shorts. That's all this channel will do. My goal is to get people into my into my email opt-in at the website quantlabsnet.com. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll wait it out for 10, 15 minutes, see what happens if people come in. As I said, I'm going to be continuing along, working through this autonomous thing where, as I said, what I'll do every morning before markets open, by running a bunch of scripts that will generate profitable bots, what looks good, simulate them for a few hours. We know you can't really trade until the market's open, so you do that. With the opportunities, track it, see which ones are profitable for the day, and then once the market's open, you just only have those bots running for the day. A couple of challenges you'll have with these smaller accounts is some of these bots will open up more positions. So let's say if you have $5,000, some of these bots built around the strategy rules, it may actually open up more than it needs to. So I have to be on the lookout for that sort of thing as well, because some of the bots are very small. We'll only trade micros as well. So for today, during my testing, it was just really only NASDAQ that was worthy. And again, that's not NASDAQ, the spot price. We're talking NASDAQ, the strategy, and the prices generated from that. So another question, is it possible to trade stable coins and take advantage of tight spreads and trade easily? Yeah, you can definitely do that. I have one trading bot that kind of does that with a peg between USD, Tether, And it works. It's about an 80% win ratio. The problem is it just generates pennies upon pennies in the trading returns. It does make money, but it's kind of, you can't obviously do that in the futures market. When I say futures, I'm meaning CME and ICE. But for Binance, definitely you can do that. I'm in Ontario, Canada, so I can't trade Tether for some bizarre reason. You can definitely make money with an arbitrage between, let's say, USDC and Tether and the US dollar itself. You definitely can do that. But in order to get a sizable return, the stats that I saw was, let's say if you allocate 50 grand to whatever exchange that you're comfortable with and let it run with a high win ratio, then yeah, it could get you 12.5% per month. So it depends if you're willing to hold and as an opportunity cost to have $50,000 tied up in that kind of trading strategy. I don't know if I would, but it's possible. What do you think of the zone recovery strategy? Is it safe? I don't never heard of the zone recovery strategy. I don't know what that is. Is that something to do with Fibonacci levels? Let's say if it is, Fibonacci's fine or similar to Fibonacci. The problem with Fibonacci is that if you watch for certain, yeah, it's the same. This what I'm talking about for forex is similar. The problem is that it'll reach a certain entry, and then it has to push through to another level to make to close the entry. A lot of times, from my experience, it will take the entry, but it will never close out the position. So you end up losing money. So it's not the best strategy to do it for Fibonacci on whatever exchange that you might think is safe. If you're working with a let's say in your case forex, a currency that's in momentum, but mean reverts a lot along the trend as it moves up, you probably could get away with it. But if it's one of these flat moving currencies, yeah, it's hard to get returns on it because it depends upon to hit that exit zone. And that's assuming if what you're asking about this recovery strategy is the same. But if it was Fibonacci levels, then that would be what I would assume. I've played with it a lot, and it can kind of work, but it can work on any asset. But as I said, what matters is that whatever you're watching has a strong momentum and has some mean reversion in that trend up, then yeah, you could probably do okay. And then the problem is if the market regime changes, then you're screwed. Unless you find another asset that has the same similar pattern. But I don't know. With volatility, with an uptrend, maybe, but that's kind of hard. That's kind of rare as well. How much profit can you make per day? Well, as I said earlier, I don't think it's a per amount per day, like a dollar amount. I work in percentages, so for me, my goal, I think it's safe, is either depending upon the markets and the volatility. I'd be happy to make 0.5% or 0.75% each day. Ideally, it'd be great to earn 1% a day if I'm focusing on what I call steady eddies. And that's good enough because if you look at the statistics on that, earning 0.5% or 1% a day, you could get some nice, decent returns through within a few years on that, on a 1% return against your account size. That's a safer way of looking at it. I mean, you can easily calculate it out based upon your account size, but it's simple 1%, 0.5% is the easiest, I think. Okay, I don't know what you mean by God, but that's the simplest way to return that. So if you got any other questions, let me know. That's what I'm here for. And also the options and futures, like you can amplify your profit quite a bit with the options trading, and then use the futures as your for down risk protection. That's what the institutions do. And one thing I should mention that is that's exactly what I'm doing when I say Generation 2 bots, applying those 400 institutional rules. It's what becomes a Gen 2. And the Gen 2 will radically enhance the profitability on the bot based upon the rules and using AI for that and being able to modify and enhance as I said, the trading potential of the bot. So that's very, 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 very possible. Anybody else got any questions? Okay, so we're hitting the mark now where we should start seeing some more traffic come in, hopefully. I don't know. But I'll hang around for a couple more minutes unless we get more questions coming in or comments. That's what I'm here for. And as I said, I'm limiting my exposure now everywhere. I'd rather just focus on coding and watching my trading as well, and just focus on my paying customers, and that's through my forum at quantlabsnet.com, which you can get access to via the top of the page. Okay, so hopefully we'll get some more people coming in. If not, then I'll shut her down and continue what I was doing. I may do another video. I'm not sure. It's a real pain to post those and blah, 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 blah. It's just, I don't know. Anybody else got questions or comments? But those are good comments and questions so far. Anybody else got any comments, questions so far? A lot of people don't like the content I've been putting up. It's not popular. But this is how you make money, real consistent money on trading with options and futures and focusing on the strategy development, especially when it comes to the world of AI and what you can do with it. And I have played with Fable. It's hard to say if there's great enhancements in it versus, let's say, Sonic 4.6 or Opus 4.6. There's not much difference, and for that extra expense, I'm not seeing it. And I think from what I'm seeing, and that statement seems to be true as well. I don't know how Anthropic's gonna be able to sustain their value, market value, if they're not able to bring out consistently like really good models from here on out. It's a hard thing to do, and you're trying to sustain that market value. Really tough game. So if you got any questions or comments, let me know. That's what I'm here for. These streams live and die on comments and comments and questions. So if you got anything, let me know. I can blab more. But we'll see. The problem is if I just focus on shorts, you're not going to get the full thing. But most people watch videos anyways for 2 minutes, so I'll just stick with that. If you get serious and you come to my website, join and blah, blah, blah. If you got any comments, questions, let me know. 33 minutes. I don't mind terminating this session at all. So if you got a comment, question, let me know. I'll give it another 5 minutes, let's say, to keep the conversation going. I have no problem with that. So it's Tuesday nights. I may change the night. I don't know. But I know people like their programming and stuff. But AI is so sophisticated now. It's like I don't even look at code. I look at code, run it, trade it. If it makes me money, I'm happy. With all those people doubting AI capabilities, if you're able to make money with it, then you know it works. So hopefully we'll get there soon. I don't like saying, oh yeah, I'll be doing it tomorrow or next week. So far, the last few months, I've been an absolute failure on promising you that. So it's not a wise thing I should promise. As I said, if you got comments, questions on whatever, trading, whatever, let me know. That's what I'm here for. Anybody got questions, comments at all? Ooh, got four more people. Comments, questions. Anybody? I've already blabbed about our topics earlier. I can gladly go over them if you have any questions on that. But let me know. That's what we're here for. As I said, we got another probably 3-4 minutes before I terminate this live session, because this thing does live and breathe off of comments and questions. So trying to make myself available here for people that may not have the questions or comments. And we need to see them, folks. Got to see those comments, questions as well. Without them, this stream will not continue. We've been going at it for 35 minutes. If you got a comment, question, let me know. So I'm going to give it another 2-3 minutes to be fair to everybody. Oh, dropped off. Oh well. Oh well, here I am. Okay, so let's see. Anybody else? God, but this week, last week, all the new changes are probably my most radical and my most advanced yet. No doubt. I just think it's kind of sensitive information, because people are able to reverse engineer all this via AI. So I have to keep a lot of it under my hat. But I open it up for all my paying members. So we're at 36 minutes. Give it another minute. Hello. Got comments, questions? Let me know if you have anything. If not, we will be terminating in 2 minutes. I got 36 minutes. I'll terminate at, let's say, 40 minutes. So if you got a question or comment, do it right away before I terminate this as well. Yeah. So it's going to be some radical changes. I am still simulating, but as I said earlier, my bad on just simulating, thinking that's all I need. No. I put more emphasis on the back testing as I should have at the beginning. But it doesn't waste my time or anything. But yeah, definitely the back testing is what matters. 3 more minutes to see a question or comment or a conversation of any type. Oh, they all dropped off. Let's see, folks. If you got a comment, question, let me know. If not, we shall move on to other things. Just so you know, all my shorts are queued up until the end of June. So this won't even show up until probably the first week of July. Posting so much there for the last while, but I'm going to be slowing it down. I think. I'm just posting videos that I don't turn into long form. 2 minutes now is left. Let's see who's out there with questions and comments. No, maybe. Let's see. People coming in. Maybe I should terminate it early. What do you think? Go once, twice, 3 times. Yeah. Let's see here. 38. Yeah. Okay. Why don't we do that? Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.